All right, we're inside the little country store, or it's better known as the Commissary at the time, which was not uncommon for the larger farmers in the area to have a little store like this on their farm. Earl Carter was an entrepreneur. He was a very smart businessman. When he saw the need to have a store out in this community, because the majority of the people had to walk the 3 miles to Plains, he moved his store from town out here to the farm in order to make it a convenience for the community, but yet it was still another source of income for his family. One advantage other than the convenience was that most of the people that lived in this area at one time or another worked on the farm, and the Carters would extend credit to them where they did not have credit in the town of Plains. People could bring money. They could even use their eggs. They could bring eggs and barter their eggs for different items in the store as well, and then the Carters could in turn sell the eggs. This was a very important building here on the farm. It was one of the first places as a young boy that Jimmy Carter learned responsibility. This store was not open every day of the week, but it was open all day on Saturday. But everyone in the community knew that if they wanted anything out of the store, all they had to do was knock on the back door of the Carter home. And usually that was during a meal time, because not only were the Carters out of the fields, but all the workers were too. So President Carter said hardly a meal went by that someone didn't want something from the store. And so what his father would do was he would toss the keys across the table and make young Jimmy Carter come out to the store, take care of the needs of the customers, and then he would return to his meal and all. But he realized later that his father was actually teaching him responsibility, and so this was a major impact on his young life. Now these stores were very comparable to the time. You could get anything you needed out of these stores, anything from canned goods to medicines, even candy, household items, clothes, food. Now another thing that his father added as the years went by, as more and more cars started coming by, was a gas pump. And we have a gas pump right here on display. This would have been a typical gas pump from the 1930s and 40s. It has a glass cylinder at the top that holds 10 gallons of gas. Now, of course, there was no electricity at that time, so people actually had to hand pump the gas out of the ground to fill the cylinder. And in order to put it in the car, you just used gravity and all. Say like if a customer came up and they only wanted 2 gallons of gas, they would put the nozzle in the tank, pull the trigger, and gravity would allow the gas to flow out. And they would just watch the cylinder, and when it got to 2 gallons, they would stop. Well, when the next car came and they only wanted like 3 gallons, they would go through the same process, and then when it got to the 5 mark, they would stop. And they would do that until the cylinder was empty, and then they would pump it full again to go through the next step of filling the cars that came along.